Good morning, guys. Good morning. So tonight, then, it's the SW6 derby, West London derby between Fulham and Chelsea. And as I've said in previous videos, this is probably the first time, I don't know for how many years, probably ever, that we're going into a game against Fulham where they are the clear favourites. From a form perspective, they must be rubbing their hands, really looking forward to playing against Chelsea and expecting, to win. They're higher in the league than us at the moment. They're in good form, reasonable form, and we're not. We're in very, very poor form right now. Psychologically, they must be very much looking forward to it. Now, the West London derby always gets built up, especially by Sky and everybody else. It's not a massive derby. And none of the West London derbies are, to be fair, and I include Fulham and Brentford and all of that, because down the years we've not really played each other too many times that you can draw a comparison between the North London derby and the West London derby. I think Tottenham and Arsenal played each other well over 200 odd times, and I think only 75 occasions we played Fulham, and probably the most significant one was the FA Cup semi-final at Villa Park. Apart from that, it's not really. It's one of those games where, without being disrespectful to Fulham, we are the big kids on the block, and so we don't really look at Fulham in a negative aspect. We don't see them as a rival. I think they do us, although I think Brentford and QPR in recent years has maybe become more significant. But I think for the older, perhaps Fulham supporters, they see us, they don't like us, they hate us, as indeed QPR. I don't think Brentford have any issues with us at all. I think their issues are more with QPR and Fulham. But in terms of the geographical side of things in West London, we don't look at it that way. I mean, our beef is with Spurs and Arsenal, and then I guess Liverpool, Manchester United. They're our kind of main four rivals, and Fulham doesn't really enter the equation. But I think for them, it's more of an issue, more of it's more of a significant factor. But it is a derby, and probably geographically, it's 2 miles apart. Stamford Bridge, Craven Cottage. As I say, we share the same postcode, so in that respect, it's a derby, and as I say, they will be really looking forward to it tonight, and no doubt there'll be a terrific atmosphere. And we certainly need 3 points. We need to get some kind of grip of things right now, and move forward. Now, many of you out there might have seen there was a video put up last night from Chants. He will be putting many videos up. In fact, we are planning tonight after the game to do some kind of live stream, perhaps go out for an hour, and then make it a regular occurrence. And we're working on some technical aspects which are going to be really good. I think Steve's going to the game, so we should have some bits and pieces there. I may go to the game myself, but I think I'm possibly going to be watching it on TV, and then of course hopefully we'll go out on a live stream, as I say, afterwards. So fingers crossed, guys. Watch out for that. Obviously we'll put some notifications up on social media. Check out the new Instagram group. So things are happening, guys. As I say, Chance is going to be massively part of that. Quite a number of other people too, and some significant people in the music industry. For those of you out there that remember Loose Ends back in the 80s, and that Hanging on a String tune. Yeah, watch this space, guys. As I say, Steve's the man, and hopefully we're going to make it something to be very proud of, and you won't no longer see my unfinished kitchen in the background. I'll make it a little bit more professional, but keeping it real as always. Now, as I say, if anyone hasn't seen that video, please go and watch it. Try and share it as much as possible and give it the thumbs up, guys. Because, as I say, it's a big old thing to make your first video. And I think he's done really well there. And, you know, he's a good lad. And just show our love and support for him going forwards. Now, just before I leave, I just wanted to mention this whole thing referenced the and I've got to make sure I get this right, because I don't want to be disrespectful or ignorant as such, but there's a lot of talk now about the reference, the homophobic slurs reference, you know. Well, listen, I'm going to say it, right, look, Rent Boys, yeah? Now, it's something that's been sung to us more possibly from your Tottenhams and your Arsenals, but I think it's more of a northern thing. Every time we go to Manchester, Manchester City, Manchester United and Liverpool, we tend to get that one sung at us. And there's rather, they're now talking in terms of it being not just a hate crime, but something that is going to really get clamped down on, and they're going to come for teams of those clubs that their supporters continue to chant it, and etc. Now, it's a interesting write up from a guy called Daniel Story, and I'll just read this out to you guys. We are told there will be an investigation by the FA Football Association, for which Colombo and Miss Marble can probably take the day off. Television viewers heard a group of Manchester City supporters use the Rent Boy chant towards Chelsea players. It is very, very prominent from their set of fans. I remember the Carabao Cup final at Wembley, and all you ever heard when we would walk into the stadium was that stuff, you know. And sometimes they were shouting it out, and there was police officers walking past, and nothing was ever said. But it is something. I remember many times, you know, outside before the game at Old Trafford, you always fucking hear it being screamed at you. As far as investigations go, it's something to tap into. If things do get a little complicated, there's plenty of precedent to use as a crutch. Last week, Manchester United were being investigated for the same chant against Frank Lampard. Before then, it was Nottingham Forest. Last season, Liverpool, Leeds, Tottenham, and of course their clubs all issued statements condemning the use of the same term. Nothing is improving, generously affording the benefits of little doubt. For some, this is an issue of education, as supporters don't understand why using the term is homophobic. Here's a quick explainer. It is used as a slur. It isn't simply a term for a male prostitute, as some will claim, but a man who sells sex to another man. It therefore implies strongly that homosexuality is a cause for shame, and that, in effect, is homophobia. Another attempted defence is that the term's meaning has changed to fit the intention of this chant. You aren't making any passing comment on homophobia, merely altering the definition of including a player who signed for a rich club for money. It's only banter, of course. It's always fucking banter, because that is the easiest explanation by those who cause offence for the offence they have caused. In that, it requires zero introspection or self-examination. Banter is used like the non-apology. Basically, guys, what they're saying is, right, there's no cause for it, there's no need for it in this day and age, and it is used as a reference to us as supporters. Come on, we hear it a lot, yeah, and it's a reference for a few things, really. It's about, and it's really weird, really, because it seems to be a lot of northern clubs, but it is a reference to a lot of people that come to London, in particularly from the north, and you know, and obviously get themselves embroiled into that that scene, and also a reference to Earl's Court, just up the road, which is you know, somewhere which was a place where that sort of situation happened. Nevertheless, whatever it is, like anything, it's just got to go in it. There's no, you know, it's the way, you know, it's 2023 now, And they are really going to clamp down on it. It is now classified as a hate crime, and you will be prosecuted 100%. And it seems now, because I've always thought, well, how'd you get thousands and thousands of people? How can you arrest thousands and thousands of people? It's like the Y word, isn't it? Yeah. How can you do that? Well, what they're saying now is they're going to go to source now. They're going to go straight to the club and say, look, your supporters, it's down to you to either educate them or, you know, put adverts in the program, or just go really hard on it, yeah, because you will get hit in the pocket every time your supporters step out of line. And I mean, you do hear it less and less now, you know, than what it used to be even back in the 80s and 90s. It's a bit horrendous, yeah. And that weren't the only thing, if I'm totally honest about things. So, yeah, so it seems like, you know, that they're really now stepping up now on that particular one. And I guess we should have to wait and see what happens. I don't think they'll ever really properly eradicate it, because it has been kind of part of our history, our DNA, in terms of, I'm not going to call it banter, but that's the way a lot of people are going to see it, I guess. But is it right? Well, no, it ain't really, is it? Do you know what I mean? So let us know what you think down below, guys. I feel a bit uncomfortable about all this, to be fair, because I don't want to be someone that throws fucking stones in any direction, but shit behaviour, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so well done to Chance, and good luck to Chelsea tonight. Listen, despite the way I feel about Graham Potter and Chelsea FC right now, in terms of where we're at and where we're going, I still want us to win tonight. Do you know what I mean? Bottom line is, it is all about the Chelsea. And as I said, you know, nothing would please me more than to see him successful, Potter that is. Of course, I'd like change. I would. That's me. That's how I see things. But you know, I'd like nothing more than for us to be successful. That's more important. So for anyone that wants us to lose tonight, to see that change, well, I can understand it, but I don't. It's not something that I want. I'd rather us win no matter what, because I don't think he'll last long anyway. That's my personal opinion. But anyway, guys, as I say, get behind Chance, give me the old thumbs up, and as always, much love, and look out for us tonight. Hopefully we can go out live, and come on the Chelsea, 3 points. Much love, guys.